Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Life and Literature. My name's Emily and today I'm going to be doing a spoiler review of A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J Maas. If that is something you'd be interested in, please keep on watching. Feyre will bring vengeance. She has left the Night Court and her High Lord and is playing a deadly game of deceit. Her former lover Tamlin is making deals with Feyre's enemies and she is determined to uncover his plans. But can she make him believe she has come back to him when every fibre of her being yearns for Rhysand? As mighty armies clash, Feyre will discover she is not the only one hiding something, and as the web of secrets, lies and betrayals is revealed, fighting for the truth may cost Feyre and her court the ultimate price. So this is the third book in the series of A Cotter. I think that's how people say it. I might be wrong, but that's where I see it abbreviated everywhere. So this is the third book by Sarah J Maas in this series of Feyre's story and Rhysand's story. Their kind of continuation of love. I think the second book I very much enjoyed the progression, even though it was a bit all over the place. Whereas this book, you are learning more and more about the cleverness of Feyre. She is just thrown into this situation with Tamlin of not wanting to be with him going through extreme lengths to get her back. Obviously unaware. I knew this would happen. I knew when she just sent a tiny little note that he would not believe that. I mean, how many people would? At the end of the day, he is in love with her deeply, even though he realises he's done really nothing wrong. I don't understand how he thinks like that, but Feyre knows deep down she hates him, and you learn through this the extent of how much her and Rhysand have become one. She is now Lady of the Night Court, so she is very much deep into the Night Court and they are her people. She is doing this for them and she could not care at all who she hurts in the process. Lucian, he can go away. Ianthe, I think that's how you say her name, she can buzz off. Everyone that possibly Feyre could have cared about in the first book does matter nothing to her anymore, and that is mainly because of Tamlin, his behaviour, his deceit, his betrayal, and just his disgusting behaviour. And she uses that to her advantage very smartly. She uses his arrogance, his kind of jealousy, but biggest of all, his anger. She uses his anger against him and he very much leads with his anger, and I think it was so smart. The moment where she knows that he was going to get pushed past a point and react, that she did so making sure other people had heard and ensured that she got hurt in the process. Very clever, very smart. I think it shows you how much Feyre has grown as a character. She is not the same person she was before. The way she's managed to make them believe she's fitting in is by being timid and demure and understanding and quiet, and in doing so they believe she's back to normal. She is fine because that's how she was in the first book. She just went along with what everyone wanted. I think Tamlin was trying at the same time. He was still trying to encourage her and include her in their plans, their meetings, everything like that. But if anything, that worked in his detriment because she was using it against him and she was using all the knowledge she learnt. She was biding her time, but also cementing the mistrust in his court against him. Very clever, very just chef's kiss of vengeance. And I mean, how many people have been just taken and mistreated in their lives that they would like that moment of pure clarity of really getting one over, but not having to sit there and see the outcome. She can go back to the Night Court and everything can just gently crumble behind her. It's just perfect. I thought it was a great way to start the third book. Obviously it doesn't last long because she's very quick with her kind of infiltrating, and she very quickly managed to get what she needs and then proceeds to leave. And Lucian finds out and goes with her, and obviously Tamlin, it's believed that he feels probably the way it was kind of introduced, almost they've run off together, which would only anger him more and more, but at this point Feyre doesn't care. And I think when she reunites with Rhysand after all of this time, that was a very beautiful, sweet moment. And it was very nice seeing Lucien see her in this whole other light as well. He was seeing how actually confident she was, and I think because he'd seen her play an act for the last, like, however long she was back at the Spring Court, he could see the contrast and actually how happy she was, how content, and obviously finds out about her status within the Night Court now. Not only is she Rhysand's mate, she is also High Lady, and everyone respects her and treats her as so. So she got everything and more than she'd ever imagined, and she most importantly got respect, and I think Lucien in some way respects her, and I think that's really nice as well to see a new character come into it who's prior been in and seen her in a different kind of aspect, and that's the contrast that you want to see. You want to see how much she's grown and developed, because if you're not like me and you've read these books over like a period of time, it's good to remember. I mean, mine's were like a day or two apart, so I could remember quite vividly how kind of broken down she was as a person. That this is so much growth as a character. It was really great to read. Sarah J Maas, I think, done really well in that one. And then you go on for the war. Now the war is just everything and more than you could think it would be. There's so many twists and turns. The whole cauldron aspect is brought in, taken away. The manipulation of different cults and their kind of influence and everything, all that good stuff. I loved it. I really loved. I think it was everything that I kind of expected. I mean, there were some scenes still within that I just thought there is no need for it. I mean, you've got people dying outside your tent. I know you love Rhysand, Feyre, but keep it in your pants. Like, there are people literally dying outside, but I mean, if that was you and your partner, and I mean, would you get intimate when people are dying? Maybe not, but if you thought you're not going to see them the next day, then who knows? I think that's just to further prove and show her like dedication and love to him, and everything she's willing to do to make this Night Court everything and more, and strive to a better day, because if they don't win this war, then everyone's pretty much screwed. So you feel that kind of velocity of the situation, and also her dire need to just be with him. It definitely wasn't as steamy. Like, there were definitely scenes in this book that weren't as steamy, again, as I thought maybe it was going to eventually be. I think so many people talked about this series that I've seen here or there that I thought there was going to be really steamy moments. There were very sweet moments and very like intricate and loving details about their inner relationship, but definitely not anything too crude, which I guess is really good because it sticks you to the main plot and what's going on. They end up getting to the war. It's a complete fiasco and different things going on. Then they get semi-saved. Then they kind of have so many more awful things happen. It was a lot. It was a very long couple of chapters of war, and I think that's meant to really integrate you with how long these processes can be. So it gave some kind of reality to the situation. You're not just constantly thinking about winged boys in the air. You're thinking about what it must feel like to have people out every day fighting and exhausted, and people dying around them, and it's just a lot. You feel very much already connected to these characters. You see more of Cassian and Azriel and Mor, and just that all in all is just amazing. I think they're such a good group of characters. So I really enjoyed this book. I thought it ended in the right way. That level of kind of disruption, but also just so much love and dedication that Sarah J Maas has given to these characters really shines through, I feel like, as we're getting to the end of the series. So I really enjoyed A Court of Wings and Ruin. I definitely thought it was a good addition. It added so much to the story. It maybe took a lot of things away as well, but I think overall, I think I take it as a whole in the entire capsule of the series, and I think this went really well in the story, and it just makes you really love Feyre and Rhysand so much more, and that's the whole dedication that you should be given a book and the main love interest. So I definitely recommend this book. I really loved it. I'd like to know what you thought. Tell me if you had any other kind of opinions, or there's other kind of scenes you specifically want me to talk about. I know there's just too many. I'm trying to give a kind of an overview because, I mean, there's Suriel, there's all the dark characters that come into play, there's the fact of her father being included in the war, you have the kind of lost queen who's had this awful curse put upon her. There's so many elements. Like, I genuinely think if Sarah J Maas probably planned it out maybe even more, she could have stretched another book out. Genuinely, I think that this book could have been another book onto the last one, which is A Court of Frost and Starlight, because this is quite a small book. I know this is meant to be a bit more joyful and explaining the war and the outcome of what kind of transpires after. This could have kind of, I feel like, had the ending of the war into the next one, just because there is just a lot. There's a lot. You jump from so many different scenes. There's so many little moments I definitely have missed in kind of what happens, how it happens, their bond, how they talk to each other through their bond. They are challenging each other. They're doing so much in their relationship, as well as other characters. You're learning more about Mor. You're learning more about Nesta and Elaine, because they've gone through so much. There's so much that it's impossible to put in one video. So if you would like more, but more specific, then please put in the comments below. If you did like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.